It is pouring outside. California is like, oh, we're in a drought, we need water. It rains for days, and California's just like, did I just do just did the Pikachu meme live. And that's staying in because we are back, baby. Hello, my friends. I am here and things look a little bit different, I know, and I'm just excited to get started. I'm excited to get back to my roots. I'm excited to get to the place I was always trying to get, which was authentically sharing my story with all of you, what I've learned, and just, having a good time, building a community around one central goal, and that is improving our mental health all together and spreading awareness so others can do it as well. I'm not gonna pretend that this is gonna be regular. I'm probably just gonna be able to film videos when I have a chance to film and edit a video. My life has gotten really I don't like using the word crazy, because it doesn't, I don't like misrepresenting that word, but it truly has. My life has just been going a mile a minute, and I finally just had a random chance to just sit down, put everything together, and film a video. And so I want to talk about decision making because I want to kind of start off this year for you with something that can really help you with your anxiety and specifically. And I mean, of course, this applies to a lot of different areas of your life, but anxiety is a really hard time with decision making in general. So you might constantly be thinking, well, this is the worst decision I could have made. Well, this will end up badly, or I should have done this, or I should have done this. And it just ends with you just being not happy. And of course, that can lead to more depression, more anxiety. And so I kind of want to go through my process of decision making because I had all those problems too. I've over the last 6 years, I've had to make some very important decisions about me in general. And I just kind of want to take you through what I do. And I think the first thing to talk about, though, the first thing is that I trust my gut. I've learned that when I try to think about something really hard and I think and I feel that it's right and I feel it's the right decision, but I overthink it, I end up making the wrong decision because it's completely overthought. I end up spinning in circles and I just end up worse off in general. And so I try to make, especially if it's not a very important decision, right? Especially if it's very minimal, from what to wear to what to eat, or whether to, film a video about this or something else, right? Something that, it's important, but not really. Not really. I have a ton of video ideas I can film, and I just chose this one because I felt like this was the right one to do for today. And so I just go with my gut. Just gonna do this. And I found that doing something is way more effective than trying to figure out what's best to do. Because what happens is that you end up not doing anything, or you make the wrong decision, or you make the right decision too late. And all of those things I don't want to happen for you. And the other thing with anxiety is that when you're trying to think of a decision to make, it just makes everything worse. And so by making the decision, getting it in the background, you're able to overcome that first obstacle. But the second obstacle is second guessing yourself. It's going, well, I should have, what would have happened? What if I did something else? What if I did that? What if I did this? And I can tell you that I can look back and I can see a lot of mistakes I've made. I have done things or I have not done things and especially the not doing is that, I wish I had done this. I wish I had done this. And I can see, and I think, here's the key word, is that I think I can see where my life could have gone. For example, I talked about this on my other podcast that I do 3 times a week revolving around confidence and communication. And I'll put a link in the description below so you can listen to that if you like podcasting, you like building yourself up. And I was talking about, a month ago, about how I wasted my winter vacation and how I was building up. I had momentum. Everything was going great for me. And I had so many plans on how to capitalize on, how to build it up, to influence more people, to literally save more lives. And I did nothing. And I didn't fulfill my goals. I didn't take action because I was trying to figure out what I should do. I was trying to figure out what would be best. And I delayed and I procrastinated until all of a sudden I had to go back to school and I didn't have the time to actually achieve those goals I wanted to achieve anymore. And looking back, I can say, wow, I could have saved lives. Like literally, maybe that could have happened. Maybe I could have influenced more people to, maybe I would have a TV show by now, like whatever. Like that's where my mind goes, and I say, I made that mistake. I didn't do something, and now I sometimes, right, and not often, but sometimes, especially when I'm feeling very badly, I'll think I hurt myself and a lot of others because of that. And this was years ago. This was 4 years ago. Over time, over that, that period of really thinking about it, I realized I don't know what would have happened. Like what if, let's say everything went great. And here's the thing, right? With anxiety, sometimes you need to logic yourself out of this, or sometimes you need, someone else, maybe me, maybe a friend of yours, to provide another perspective on things to help you see things more clearly. Is that, what if everything went great? What if all of a sudden everything blew up and I was just known all over and I was reaching everybody, I was just, touching so many lives, and because of that I had to fly to this big event, and on the way there, like, the plane crashed. Like that's not unreasonable to think of. We always love thinking about what could have gone right. But what if we made that other decision? And what if something bad happened? So what if something worse happened? We don't know. Nobody will ever know. You will not know. I will not know. The world will never know what would have happened if you made that decision. It's gone. It's over. It's in the past. And see, when I'm in a situation like that, all I can do is I look towards the future and I say, okay, here's where I am. This is where I am with my abilities, with what I have. This is where I can be. And I'm looking forward, and then all of a sudden I have a new goal. So I'm not looking back on what could have happened, because it doesn't matter. And I know it's like saying just don't have anxiety, right? So easy. And I'm not saying like just don't be anxious. But I'm saying is that you need to retrain your mind. You need to start, and this is what a therapist will do for you, literally, is okay. Think about things in this way, focus on this event. So maybe you have something in your life that you regret. Maybe something in your life that you wish you had done or wish you hadn't done, okay? And it's causing you a lot of anxiety, or there's something in your life right now that's causing you anxiety. What is best for you, right? Probably. I mean, I'm not a therapist, right? I'm not, get professional help, but I know for myself is that what I do is I focus on that one thing. I go, okay, here's what the situation is. Here's where I am now. And here's where I can be. So I'm gonna go and do that. Because here's where I can be. And focus on that one thing, and then boom. All of a sudden I'm looking into the future, and I'm creating a positive future for myself. Nobody will do that for you. Nobody can retrain your mind. No one's gonna stop your negative thoughts for you. Only you can do that. Other people can help. Other people, that's why I make these videos. Is to provide, maybe a foundation, a piece of sanity in your life. Just something to help you with, whatever you're going through, to provide that voice for you, to be here for you. But it's up to you to when a negative thought comes in, to say no. What's the opposite of that? So whenever I'm thinking about the situation, whenever I'm thinking about that time that I wasted, whenever I'm thinking about the opportunity I lost, instead, what's the opposite of that? The opposite of that is thinking about the opportunity I can have tomorrow. Thinking about what I can create today. That's where this video is here, because I was literally just doing things, and I said, nope, creating a video today. This is what I can do. And that is what I want to leave you with, okay? That's where I want you to go. Is to take the opposite of that negative thought. What is the opposite of it? And force your mind to think of it again and again and again. Because the way your brain works, your brain will physically start changing. I mean, on the tiny, nanometer, right? Whatever that is. It will physically start changing to allow you to be easier to think that in the future. And that's what you need to do. That's just what you need to do. So when it comes to decision making, when it comes to regretting the past, so regretting the past, right? That's one thing, decision making. And the other thing, the final thing I want to leave you with making a tough decision, is that sometimes you're having a real struggle, right? You feel something very strongly, and maybe you want something, but your brain says, oh, maybe not, maybe yes, maybe situations are saying no or yes. The one thing that always works, 100% effectiveness, is I wait. And the bigger the problem is, or the bigger the the decision is, right? If it's a huge decision, then you're gonna want to wait long. For example, something silly is that I almost just bought something on Amazon that I thought I needed. I thought I wanted it. I'm like, yeah, I need this. I want it. It's a good price. Boom, I'm gonna get it. But for some reason, I waited. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna let it sit there for a while. I ended up thinking about it, reading reviews, I was like, no, actually, this isn't a good purchase. I'm not gonna buy this. And it's, just something, like a $15 thing on Amazon. And it's not that big decision. And I waited, a day, and ended up being able to make the right decision on this. Or there's been so many times in my life where it's a big decision, a big change that I need to decide what to do. And especially when I'm torn, when I don't really know what the right decision is, I just let it sit for a while, just not try to focus on it. I just try to leave it in the background. Don't worry about it. Focus on other things, turn my focus, my decision making to other things. Start making decisions about other things in my life. Let that just be in the background, and then maybe set an alarm or something, right? For a week later, come back to it and see how you feel then. Because you might just be feeling bad, you might just be feeling depressed or anxious, or you might be just caught up in emotion with it. And by separating yourself from it, you're able to see it from maybe a not so emotional level where you're making a mistake because you feel that it is the right thing when it maybe isn't. To wrap up, in general, especially for small things, you can go with your gut, especially when your mind is like, I don't know, just if there's no harm in making the decision, just do it. Maybe you're out a few dollars if it turns out a wrong decision. Maybe you're out a little bit of time, but you made a decision and you're practicing that, right? And you're learning along how to make a good decision. You're forming yourself. And then also, regretting past decisions is that do the opposite of what you're thinking. If you're thinking, oh, this would have happened if I did this, think the opposite. What can I do today to help build that, what I want? Or if you're thinking back on a conversation, right? Late at night, you're thinking, oh, that's so stupid. Why did I say that? Instead, turn it around. Flip it and say, how am I going to say this better tomorrow? And that's what you have to do. And then when it comes to making difficult decisions that you're really torn about, let it sit, let it wait. Talk to others, let others give you their opinion and listen to them. Listen to them. Don't just look for validation of your own opinion. Listen to what they have to say. And that's my tip for today. Thank you all. I'm just so excited to do this, have a little bit of a new look, a new feel, just having some fun, going back to the roots of me and you, having a conversation. I'm being more active on my blog, so I'm writing a bunch. And again, right, I'm not gonna promise any kind of consistent schedule because every time I do that, I have problems. Especially right now. So my life is up topsy-turvy right now. A bunch of great stuff is happening, but because of that, my schedule looks like that. So literally been rushing from meeting to meeting to meeting to meeting to meeting to meeting all week, and I finally just got some time to breathe, to chill, and talk with all of you. And remember, be unashamed and stay unashamed.